Good evening, believers. How are we doing today? Today, this is Love Coach Dasha coming to you for the Healing Hour Live. I'm so glad to be with you as I am every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join me. Hey there, Lou. I see you over there on Instagram. Hi. Whether you're on Instagram with me, whether you're on my Love Coach Dasha Facebook group, whether you're on my YouTube, hello, how are you doing? Greetings to you. I am excited to be here with you to talk to you a little bit today about getting on the healing path after infidelity. We've been through a trauma, right? We've been through the trauma of somebody that we love betrayed us, somebody that we love cheated on us and made us feel like we were less than, but we still had the love. The love was still there. This is a person. I'm not asking you to try and forgive just any old person. I think that if you are here with me, if you're listening to me, if you're in the sound of my voice and you're really trying to reconcile, this is a really serious relationship to you. This is a person that you love deeply, madly, truly. You thought that this was going to be your entire life. This is not just a random person, right? It's not. And that's okay that this is not just any random person. If this is the person who you are willing to say, okay, well, this is not a deal breaker for, then I feel like it's important for you to have that. I feel like it is important for you to go ahead and be with the person that makes you want to expand those boundaries. Even though you're hurting, you still feel like that about them. I think that's a pretty special person. I believe that you're accurate about this person. I don't think that you're wrong. I don't think that you were wrong about them at all. If you feel like this is a person you're going to try to unconditionally love and still work things out with, I fully believe that you're right. Okay, that is where I'm coming from with this. So as we are healing, that is where we're coming from. I believe you. I am on your side. I think that you are doing the right thing. I don't think that you're stupid. I don't think that you're gullible. I don't think you're naive. I don't think that you're anything negative. I think that you're a loving, really brave, really kind, really compassionate, understanding woman. That's what I think you are. So don't feel like coming here that you need to be embarrassed. I done heard all the stories. I have heard them all. I have lived a whole bunch of the bad ones. So I don't feel like you have to be ashamed or guilty about this decision. If you are making this decision, I feel like you are making the best decision for yourself, and I'm here to support you in it. All right. So that is what we are doing right now. I am here for you. I am here for you to be able to get on the healing path, to be able to be with this person that you love so much because they're special. Because hey, if they are special, I believe that you are right about them being special. I believe it. Okay. All right. Let me make sure that I can see everybody. Gotta refresh so I can see on Facebook. Make sure I can see everything. Okay. Hello, everybody that's here. Give me some likes. Give me some love. If you're here now or you're on the replay, let me know that you're here. Let me know that you're with me and tell me what you want to talk about. Tell me what is going on with you in your life and your love right now. Let me answer some questions for you. We're going to be doing that this evening. All right. Oh, hey there, Beth. I see you. Hey. All right. Got all my stuff lined up. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. Got a new printer. Got a new configuration in the office. I'm feeling good. Things are going well today. So we are here to talk a little bit about how you can heal. I understand that, a lot of the advice about healing is always going to tell you about what the other person should be doing to try and fix this situation. But I'm a big believer in healing yourself. Okay. I'm a big believer that if something is broken within you, even if it was somebody else that caused it, the person that's going to fix it is you. You're the only one that has power over all of this. You are the only person in the entire planet who has complete power over what you think, feel, do, say. So if you're going to get healing, you're going to get it from yourself. Don't expect it from other people. And that is what I will consistently tell you about here, is to try and work towards your own healing. Figure out where you want to be and then be moving in that direction. So there's some things that I always tell you. First things first, I always am going to tell you to do your deep breathing. Okay. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Have you been doing your deep breathing around here? If you have not been doing your deep breathing, you're doing yourself a disservice, because when you are not doing that, you are letting your body have this trauma reaction and you're not doing anything about it. You are just sitting in the feelings, feeling bad, feeling terrible. Hey there, Allie. I see you. Hey. You're just feeling terrible and you're not actually actively doing something to try and counter that automatic trauma response that you're experiencing. And that response can last for years. It can continue on just as long as your brain can keep functioning. It will continue to do the same exact thing. You will still be anxious and agitated and upset and hurt. You will continue to feel like that for years if you don't choose to get hold of that feeling. So the very first thing that you can do to always help with that feeling is do your deep breathing. What that does is it counters your trauma breathing, the breathing that happens when you automatically go into like fight or flight mode over being triggered over something. Your body takes short, shallow breaths. It's breathing in very slowly because your blood is pumping. Your blood, you know how it feels. Your heart is pumping. You can hear it in your ears. Everything feels like it's throbbing. You're sweating. That is it, an automatic response that happens to your body just because you are going through trauma, just because you are going through something that has made you anxious, that has made you afraid. So if you are experiencing that, what you need to do is take back control of your breathing. That is the first automatic thing that kicks in. So if you kick in and say, nope, 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 I got control of my breathing, everything's okay, you can convince your brain that everything is okay. You can slow everything down, get rid of some of that adrenaline, and calm your body. It'll bring your blood pressure down, it'll bring your heart rate down. It will help all the way around as far as the anxiety that you're constantly feeling when you're in this trauma. So we're going to do our deep breathing together as we normally do. What I want you to do is do 4, 7, 8 breathing. Now you can do whatever breathing you want, but together we're going to do 4, 7, 8. I have a video on YouTube that says start here and breathe. So if you have not gone over and subscribed to my YouTube, go on over to my YouTube and click subscribe and get that video, because you can have that video right there. Copy down the link to it and you can always go to that one and I will walk you through. It's maybe, I don't even think it's a 10-minute video. I will walk you through doing the deep breathing consistently for 5 times. So that's what I want you to be doing when you're doing it on your own, 5 times a day. But since we're together and we don't have a whole bunch of time, we are going to just do 3 rounds of 4, 7, 8 breathing. You're going to blow out, deflate your lungs, inhale through your nose for a count of 4, or your mouth. It's okay if you can't breathe through your nose. For a count of 4, you're going to hold that breath for a count of 7, and then you're going to blow out like you're blowing out a whole cake full of birthday candles. We are trying to get it in one breath, because if you get all the candles in one breath, guess what? You get a wish. So what we're trying to do is blow out all of the candles all in one breath. That's what we're going for, okay? And we're going to do that 3 times in a row. And you let me know how you feel after we do it, all right? So join me for the deep breathing. Come on in. If you hadn't done deep breathing with me before, come do it with me now, all right? All right. So the first thing we're going to do is blow out. In through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. How does that feel? How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? Let me know. Let me know how it feels. Let me know what goes through your head. It's very difficult for negative thoughts to go through your head when you're counting. When you are counting, you're using an entirely different part of your brain than the part of your brain that was freaking out. Okay. So if you are activating your brain, giving it a task, it will calm itself. It is a beautiful system. It works so well. So I want you to be taking advantage of that. People just think that having trauma means that, oh, everything is all in my head. It is not all in your head. It is not. This is a physical reaction that is happening in your body. It's all over when you are going through this. So it is not just, oh, it's a mental thing if I just calm myself down. No, you can actually do things physically that is going to help with the anxiety, bring it down to a manageable level. That's what we need to do. And when it first happens, it's way up here. It's way up here. It's out of reach. You can't get it. What you need to do is just do your deep breathing and bring it down. Every time you're doing your deep breathing, you're pushing that anxiety level down till we can get it to a manageable level. We can get it somewhere we can reach it, somewhere where we can contain it. If it is way above our heads, it's just a big old monster waiting to step on us, and we can't let that happen. So we gotta bring it down slowly. And that's how you do it with your deep breathing. You are telling your body what you want it to do. You're telling your body that, no, I know, I understand. I'm hurt. Yes, yes. And thank you so much, body and mind, for trying so hard to protect me. But what you want me to do is back away. That's what your body and your mind wants you to do when you are anxious, when you are afraid. It wants you to back away. And this is not a person I want to back away from. So I'm going to choose to calm down this reaction and stay close to the person that I want to be close to. And that is how you heal. That all of it. That's like, if I was gonna write a book, I would be like, hey, first sentence, that's exactly what you do. You have to work on getting back in control of your body and telling your brain what you want and then pursuing what you want. That's all you gotta do. All right. That's the first thing. And of course, I always tell you, oh, Beth, you said the deep breathing helps you refocus, right? It brings you back to center. It brings you back here, present. You can't be in the past if you are counting and filling your lungs with air. Lord. And blowing out and feeling that. You can't be anywhere but here. You can't do it. So then when you are practicing that, you are practicing bringing yourself to the present, bringing yourself to the here and now, and not experiencing the trauma. That is what happens when you experience trauma. You have those flashbacks, you have memories. And so if you are in the present right now, you can't be in a flashback. Can't do both at the same time. It's a beautiful system. So yes, it does help you refocus, Beth. That's exactly what you need it to do. And it calms your body, centers your body, makes you feel a little bit better. You might get a little oxygen high, which is completely free, completely legal. You can feel like you're a little clearer, like your brain works a little bit better because you gave it some more oxygen. Our brains need some oxygen to work. When we have a little bit extra, guess what? Your brain works better. All right. You're filling it up, helping it to function at its best. And that's with your entire body. Your entire body functions better when you increase your oxygen level. When you go ahead and fully inhale and exhale, you're actually letting it out, letting all that carbon dioxide out, and inhaling through your nose, getting that oxygen in. Mindy, oh, I've missed you too. Hi, I'm glad you're here. We are talking about doing a deep breathing. I know you're doing a deep breathing, Mindy. Tell them about it. Tell them how good it is, because it's crucial. It's one of those clutch things you got to do. If you're trying to heal, you got to focus on that. You have to be present in your body, and you have to give yourself time too. That's a lot of what this is stopping for a second and giving yourself a few minutes. You can take a few minutes to breathe. Who said you couldn't do that? Who is telling you that you are not special enough that you can't take a few minutes out of your day to breathe? I don't feel like they're correct. I feel like they're lying to you. I think you need to listen to me. I think that you need to hear me and just go ahead and take that time for yourself. Do your deep breathing because it makes you feel good. Okay? All right. So then doing your journaling. That's the second part of this, right? These are two critical things. These are two things that really help you when you're going through any kind of trouble, when you are going through some pain, when you are going through some conflict, when you're having a hard time. Doing your deep breathing and doing a little bit of journaling is going to help you get your brain a little bit clearer, help you get in control the way you need to be able to heal. Because if you're an autopilot, that's not healing mode, that is survival mode. We got to go on over to the healing mode. So we've got to do things that help us heal. So those are the first two things I'm always going to tell you. If you come to me and you ask me for help, I'm going to ask you, are you doing deep breathing and are you doing journaling? Those are the first two things I'm going to ask you if you are doing, because they are really good for your healing. So sitting down with your journal, 5 minutes. Give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes in the morning when you first get up, as you're getting yourself ready for your day. 5 minutes at night before you get ready to go to bed. I recommend some sleep hygiene too. If you're going to bed, get yourself a cup of tea, settle yourself down, turn your phone, turn that blue light off of your phone, get yourself ready for bed. But just giving yourself that 5 minutes of journaling is a good ritual before bed, because it gets some of that stuff out of your head and it makes it so you're easy to sleep. You can actually fall asleep easier. So I think it's all the way good, all times of the day and night, to journal, just to sit down with your feelings for a couple of minutes and write them down. You can actually help start to control some of the anxiety and some of the thoughts if you're doing this on a regular basis. If you are choosing to do your journaling in the morning and doing it in the evening, you can kind of separate yourself from those negative feelings during the day and say, wait. You're going to have to hold on this. I can't freak out about this right now because I don't have my journal in front of me. I need to be able to write this down. So I'm going to freak out about this later. Or I'm going to freak out about this in the morning. I'm going to write this down when I get back to my journal. And you can actually start to kind of separate yourself from the feelings like that. That's just a little trick. But what you are trying to do with the journaling is to keep an accurate record. What happens when you are in pain and when you're in trauma, you think that your memory is sharper. You are sure that you are remembering everything with crystal clarity, but you are not. Your brain is very much impaired, very much so. And it will make up some things to make you feel like things are worse than they actually are. So if you are making a practice of writing down how things really are in the moment, it is harder for you to overreact to them. It's harder for you to say, well, everything has just been horrible for so long. No, because your journal doesn't back that up, hon. When you go back in your journal 5 days ago, you were delighted. You were like, we're making so much progress. We're so happy together. I can't believe that we're going to make it through this. And now you're feeling like, oh, that never happened. That is how trauma works. Trauma will try to erase all the goodness in your life. Amrita, how you doing? Am I saying that right? Amrita? Is that how I say it? Let me make sure that I know how to say it right. And thank you so much for what you said on that video from like 2 weeks ago. I tried so hard. I'm so glad that you liked it. Thank you. But journaling. We got to do a journaling. We got to be sitting down, taking that time to get those feelings out. You need the date, you need the time when you put your journaling down. What that does is, as Anna perfectly, thank you. What you need is to be able to go back and have an accurate date and time about when things happen, because it can correct your memory. You can sit there and talk to the trauma and be like, hey, you are lying to me. That is not what happened, because you wrote it down. It's in your book. You can remember that you wrote it down. You're like, oh no, that's not exactly how it went down, or that's not how I was feeling all last week. You're lying to me. And then you can start to make out the difference between your regular thought processes and those negative ones that come along with the trauma. So you got to have that journaling so that you can start to catch reality as it really is, and not the way the trauma says that it is. Because the trauma will lie. The trauma will tell you all sorts of lies, and we can't be listening to that. Now, I don't care what kind of journal you use. I look at this. I'm using this one right now. Is If You Can Dream, You Can Do It. Came from the Dollar Tree. It is a wonderful little journal, and it's sparkly, and it makes me happy to write in it. I don't know. I got one that's fuzzy. I got little ones. I got big ones. I got lots and lots of journals. It does not matter what kind of journal you write in. Write in a journal that makes you feel good about writing in it. whatever it looks like. It could be a notebook. It could be a college rule notebook that you keep in your bedside drawer. I don't care. I don't care what it is. Just take that time for yourself. Also, besides the date and time, you need to write down what your anxiety level is. 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is beautiful. All is right with the world. God's in his heaven. You can't believe that everything is going so well. And if you are having a good day like that, write it down. Put it down so that you can remember that there were good days like that. But then a 10. 10 is just a loss of control. 10 is, I cannot control myself. I'm about to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. That is a 10. Is a loss of control. So chances are, if you're a 10, you're not sitting down with your pen in hand getting ready to write in your journal. So that's a clue. If you have gotten enough self-possession to be able to sit down with your journal and try and write something, you're probably not at a 10. You are not at a loss of control. Isn't that a good thing to know? That you are not at a 10 when you think you're at a 10? It's a great thing to know, because that 0 to 10 scale puts a fence around it. It makes it so that it can never get but so big. It can only get rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked, bad. It can't get any worse than that, okay? It cannot get to be a 20. It cannot be 100. It can only be 0 to 10. So you can control that. You can manage 0 to 10. If you are at a 9, you can write for a couple of minutes, and guess what? You'll probably be that underneath. And do your deep breathing on top of that, you might be down at a 7. You can control these things. And that is what you need to do to feel safe in order to be able to heal. That is a big thing. I know people are always talking about how the other person is supposed to help you feel safe. No. Well, how you're going to heal from this is you feel safe in yourself, so that if somebody hurts you, guess what? It's not going to destroy me, and I can still choose who I want to be with in spite of what they're doing, because I know that I'm the survivor. I am the reason that I'm still standing. Nobody else is doing that for me. So if you don't catch anything else that I'm talking about here today, I want you to catch that. All right. I'm reading. He said, it's funny. I'm saying it perfect. Oh, I'm saying your name perfect. Okay, I was slow for a second. It's funny you say that about a 10, because just today I told my husband these thoughts are making me crazy, like pull my hair out, running through the streets naked. Yes, that's the way it feels, right? And if you do it, Amrita, you're at a 10. You have reached that. Congratulations, you're at a 10. But most of the time, you can control yourself. Most of the time, with the feelings, you can feel really, really terrible and you can cry it out, but you're not going to lose control of yourself like that. I used to do groups at a psychiatric facility. And when I was doing groups, I would tell them about 0 to 10. And this lady was like, okay, so this one day I was having a panic attack that was so bad I jumped out of a moving car. It's like, that's it. There you go. That's a 10. Yes, you achieved 10. You were willing to jump out, not even worried about your safety, not thinking about anything else. You were just out of control and jumped out of a moving car. Yes, you were at a 10. So more than likely, you're not quite there. More than likely, he might be driving you nuts. He might be driving you up a wall. Yes. But you're probably not at a 10. So that's a good thing to know. That's at least it's not as bad as it could be. It's not as bad as you were thinking that it was. All right. All right. Let's see what else. I see you got another question about that. I'm gonna answer your question. Let me see. Did I see anything else? Whew. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna answer that in just a second. But we still got to go through a couple other things. First thing, this is another thing that you can control that is going to make you feel better, that is going to help work on the trauma, is thinking about good stuff that has happened to you. The trauma will make you feel like nothing good ever happens. I am just always so terribly mistreated all the time. I'm just like one of the Disney princesses. They treated me so badly until like my prince came along. I know the trauma will tell you that. It will sit there and lie to you and tell you that your life was horrible. But guess what? It's not always horrible. So you got to be thinking about the good stuff too. Don't let this negative time in your life completely overshadow everything else good that is going on with you. Okay. So that's why I do Thursday. Love to good news. Oh, got some good news up here. Love it. I'm Rita. Yay, I'm glad you're here. You said I'm going to full day without asking another question or talking about the betrayal. Let me give you a hand for that because that's damn impressive. You went a whole day. You went a whole day. You did it. That is how you start off. When you can just do it for one day, it's one day at a time. When you can do it one day at a time, you can start improving things. You can start getting things more on an upswing. You can have longer and longer periods where everything is okay instead of, on the rocks and you're angry and, we're screaming at each other. So very good job with that. You said my husband saw how hard I was trying. Of course he did. And it made him happy. Actually, he kept staring at me lovingly and says he loves me because he could see my gears turning, but I wasn't bombarding him with talking about it over and over. It sounds silly, but huge improvement. It does not sound silly. It sounds awesome. That is exactly what's supposed to happen. When you are doing that, when you are actively saying, you know what? Yes, you hurt me. Yes, you did. But we're in a partnership. I love you. I expect that you love me too. I feel like you do because I wouldn't be here if I didn't think that. And I am going to try my best on my part to heal, to get to a better place for the two of us. When he sees that, he is shocked. He is amazed because that is actively giving forgiveness. How many people actually get forgiven? Like, people hold grudges like really, really well. Like, ask him if he's ever been forgiven. See if that's the case, Amrita. See if he has ever actually been like really forgiven for something that he did wrong by anybody. Because it's amazing when you first see it. That's why he was looking at you like that, because your radiance, you were showing that you were struggling, yes, but you were showing your light too. You were showing that you are living in love and compassion and the actions of those things. And that shines. It shines. It makes them not want to ever hurt you again. That is why it's so important to do. That's why actively participating in your own healing is so important, because they see it. And it's not just a green light to go ahead and hurt you again when you're working on your healing. It is, damn, look how strong she is. Look what an amazing woman that I have. I cannot believe I found her. Let me go ahead and do right so that she knows that what she's doing is appreciated and I'm not going to mess it up again. That is exactly how the whole thing works between the two of you. But your healing is going to help. You said trying to have more days like this. I am all the way for that. Have lots and lots of days like that. I'm trying to tell you, you're doing very well. That was excellent. Megan, you said things have been going good. I felt free and not in the chains regarding the infidelity and his whereabouts and if he's online or this or that. If that makes sense. Of course that makes sense. It doesn't that make sense to everybody listening? Get some hearts for Megan. If you totally understand the chains of being stuck in, where is he? What's he doing? Is he talking to her? Yes, we all know exactly what that is. I sometimes still feel myself going back into my old ways of thinking, but then I replace my bad thoughts with positive ones and repeat out loud, I choose love over fear. You were with me for the Big D Challenge a couple weeks ago. That was the first day of the Big D Challenge. We had to learn to choose that love over fear. And I find that this really helps. It does. It's you made the decision, and then it's like, I got to act on that decision. I know what I did. I made this choice, and I'm going to follow through with it. And then good things happen when you do that. He said, last night he texted me from his second job. It was a neighborhood watch mandatory job here in Guatemala that he has to do. Oh, okay. And I told him that I was so cold and needed him for his warmth. And he texted me back, I hate my life without you, baby. Oh, I know that's so sweet. Let's see. I lost my place. That was the most sweetest text I've received from him over 2 years. He has been calling me sweet names too, such as my love more than ever too, which he never did when he was cheating on me. It's a weird feeling, but I'm feeling so blessed. He actually invited me to play cards with him last night before he left for work. Oh, which is too much fun. I know that's right. Yes, Megan, I'm glad for you. I'm so excited. That sounds so good. Make sure that you're telling him, oh, baby, I love it when you call me that. That makes me so happy. Gotta reinforce the good stuff. Reinforce everything positive he does. Make sure that you're saying it. speaking it aloud, letting him know, or responding back in his love language. Because the more you do that, the more you train him that this makes me happy. I am going to be smiling at you. I'm going to be willing to do stuff for you because you are giving me something that I really appreciate. And it will be like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. I can keep doing that. And he'll keep on doing it more and more and more. Tina, oh, you said it's been 3 days. I'm keeping the peace. Oh, you 3 days? Go ahead, girl. Trying so hard not to get mad at him or talk about to him about that bitch. I know it's hard. It says it's been 3 peaceful days, and he said he's happy when I'm not mad at him. And now what I was just saying, that is exactly what I'm talking about. They get so happy about that. It is amazing to be forgiven. It is amazing to see somebody that you love, like, okay, I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. Yes, I am. But I'm still going to choose to be loving to you. I am still going to choose that we are going to have this connection. And yeah, you're going to see me work on it a little bit, but I am working on it because you're worth it. I feel like we're worth it together. They love that. They love that. And they respond so well to it. So you see, that's exactly what it is. He is saying, woo, he's so happy. He's so happy that you're not mad at him. They'll do anything for you not to be mad at him. They'll do anything you need once they see that it's possible. When you have just been mad and you're just like, well, do this and I won't be mad. And he's like, no, I don't believe that. That's not true. And chances are it's not. So it has to start from you. It has to be like, okay, I'm telling you, I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to keep on bringing this up all the time. And this is me acting on it. And then he'll do anything to keep it going. But you got to start. You got to start. And that's how where all healing starts. It starts within you. So, I know it's not fun. Everybody always feels like that's not fair. But it's still your healing. You own it. So it has to start from you. That's where it's going to work. It's magic the best if you are working on it from within you. Woo! All right. What else? What is going on? I can't see. Gotta go back. Okay, let me see. All right. Oh, got one more thing. Oh, let me do the end cards. I'll do 2 of these too. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, I can't. If you're joining me, go to streamyard.com/Facebook and just allow for them to see your name, because I can see it all on one screen. Because I can't see it all from the screen that I'm on Facebook. And then, so I miss people. And then when I go over there, I don't know who said anything because it's just this Facebook user. So if you're talking to me, or, for the next time, StreamYard.com/Facebook, and just allow it to be seen. All right. Rita said, I'm just amazing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. You just hit everything on the head and know what I'm feeling. Thursday therapy sessions I didn't know I needed. I know that's right. That's why I am here for you. I am here to answer the questions. I am here to talk to you about this because I did it. Okay. I know exactly where you're coming from. I know how hard it was to do. I know how difficult it is every day to struggle with it. And I'm trying to tell you that you're doing the right thing. You are doing the right thing. If every time you're doing things out of love, I think that you're doing the right thing. When you're doing things out of fear, you're doing things that'll make you shrink, to make you be smaller, to make you be less than who you are. And I think when you're doing things out of love, it is expansive. It makes you want to grow and be bigger and do better than you ever did before. And I think you're better. I think you are. I don't think that you're smaller. I think that you're better than you think you are. So every time you strive for this, every time you are like, yes, I am going to do this. I am going to love the person I love in spite of fear, in spite of pain. That is some powerful stuff. I like being associated with women like that. Okay. I love being able to do this just because I get to be in contact with women like y'all. Okay. This makes me happy because I love to see women go for what they want. It's so good for me. It gives me goosebumps to see women be like, you know what? So what? Society says I should just kick him to the curb. I'm choosing not to. I'm choosing love. I'm saying that that's what I want. And you're not going to guilt me and shame me into feeling like I'm wrong for it. I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm here for that. I am so here for that. That's why I do this. Right? Let me see. Felicia, hey! You said her sessions helped me so much. I even realized with my insecurity, I had to stay in this group to calm myself and regroup. Yeah, steady, consistency. That's all it is, Felicia. You know. Hey, Lori. Hey, I see the hearts and the love. You said you definitely have your moments, Felicia. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Allie said, I'm in the car. It's like I'm in a car 0 to 10 in 2.1 seconds. Then the crazy stops and it's like it never happened. That's how it is. It will just rage out on you. All of a sudden it'll hit you and smack you and make you feel like, well, you're not in control anymore. But you are. You are in control. You absolutely can do this. I promise you. Okay, I think I got everybody. I think I caught up with everybody's comments. I'm gonna come back to. I still didn't forget about the. I'm reading what you said. I'm gonna come back to that. Okay. All right, just making sure I can see what everybody said. Let me give you a couple of these. These are the and healing deck. This is just about questions where you can heal with your relationship that are not about the cheating. I know you want to talk to him. That's part of it. The trauma wants you to get all this information. It wants you to get like every bit of information so you can know what was dangerous, so that you will know what to fear in the upcoming days and in years if you're together. But the problem with that is once you feed your brain all that information, it's going to use it all against you. So we're going to try and limit the questions like everybody's doing. They're not talking about it. Let's not ask a whole bunch of questions we don't need those answers to, okay? Don't give yourself more pain. Don't shoot yourself in the heart. There's no need for that. You already know. You already know what you need to know. If you want to believe the absolute worst, if you want to believe every terrible thing that you have thought that you want to ask him, go ahead and just believe it and just heal from there. Do not sit there and give yourself the memory of him telling you these horrible things that you don't want to know. All right. So that's why we're doing these. This is just to give you something other than that to talk about. All right. So let's see. If our relationship was represented by a painting, what would that painting look like? Okay. All right. I think that's interesting. If our relationship was represented by a painting, what would that painting look like? That's a great question. That is a thought-provoking question, something to chit-chat with your baby about that is not about the cheating. All right. Let's get another one. What's the one thing you really want me to understand about you? That's good. Not understand about you. What's one thing you really want me to understand about you? You might be surprised. You might be surprised what it says on that one. Ask that one. That's a good question. Give you one more. What's one piece of advice you think I really want to give you? That's a good one. I am with that. What's one piece of advice that you think I really want to give you? I'm with that. That's a good one. So that's good stuff, right? Something other than the cheating. We're not going to continuously talk about the cheating anymore. We do not have to live there anymore. We need to come back into the present and be together in this relationship where we are right now. Don't want to escape, okay? We want to be here. We want to be now. All right, let me see. Woo. All righty, ladies. Nothing on that one. So I got questions. Let me answer questions. All right. So let me go back to you first. Amrita, you said, I'm struggling to let go of wondering about the details of the sex. Oh, look, I can put it up on the screen. Damn, I didn't know I could do that. Look at that. Got technology I didn't even know how to use. He has been cheating with multiple escorts, and he seems extremely regretful and disgusted with himself. But I'm feeling inferior to those beautiful, voluptuous women and can't stop bombarding him with questions of the what and the when and the wheres and the hows and the who's. Yeah, I feel you on that. I totally understand that. That makes sense to me. But that is your brain trying to come up with more details of the pain to tell you about later. That's what your brain is doing. Your brain, when it goes off on these tangents and you are just stuck, it's like, well, I want to know every doggone detail about this one thing. Why is that? It's your brain tricking you. It is the trauma response saying, if I have all of these details, then I can remind her lots and lots and lots of times about that time that she was hurt. And remember, you saw these beautiful, voluptuous women. And guess what? Let me give you an image of him having sex with these beautiful, voluptuous women from all of the information that you have gathered from him. Now, your brain does this for a good reason. Okay. It does this so that you can collect as much information about a threat as you possibly can. However, that is only useful if you are going to avoid the threat, if you are going to avoid him. If you have all of these details, it's very easy. It's very easy to put yourself in a place where, no, I don't want to have sex with you because I have all these thoughts about what you were doing in my head. Or no, I don't want to be close to you because I saw you, or I was thinking about you close to the other women. So it gives you reason to pull away. That's what your brain is doing right now. That's why you're so obsessed about it. It is not what you want. It is what the trauma is telling you to want. So you don't want that, right? Do you really want that information in your head? Tell me, please, Amrita. Tell me, please, you do not want that, because that doesn't seem pleasant. It's not good. I was nosy like that for a while, and I wanted to find out all of the information, and I wanted to find out all the details. And it just sucked later on because then I'm stuck with all the details. Now I got to keep thinking about it. Now, whenever he touches me, did you touch her like this? And I know that she had sex with her here, and we've never had sex like that. Oh, it's just ridiculous. Stuff that I didn't even want to do with him. I was mad because he did with somebody else. No, don't do it to yourself. Do not ask. Okay, do not give your brain more firepower against you. It's just trying to load up on ammo so that later on, when you're getting a little close to him, it can be like, hey, remember he had her leg like this? Pow, hit you right in the heart. Now you don't want to mess with him anymore. Now you're like, oh, well, I remember that you told me that you did this and that with this person, and now I can't get that image out of my head. You don't need the images. You got plenty of images already without all the details. Okay, you have got those in spades. You don't need that. All right. Ali said, trust this. Trust me, Amrita, you don't need it. Anybody else who is listening and you are like, I want to find out details, you do not. You do not. It is just your brain. That is not what you would have wanted to do. It is what the trauma is telling you is the appropriate thing to do. And we're not listening to the fear, the trauma and the fear and the pain. We're not listening to them. Because if you listen to them, you're not going to be in a relationship. So we're not listening to them. We're not doing what they're asking us to do. We are doing the opposite. And when we're facing away from that, you're on the healing path. You are going towards fixing it. You are going towards healing yourself. When you keep on going back and trying to find out more details and getting all into it, you are setting yourself down the path to hurting. Pain, the pain path. That's what you're on. So I don't want you to get on the hurting path. I want you to get on the healing path. Let it go. Don't ask. Don't ask. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right. Let me see what other questions we got here. Oh, let's see. Hey, I'm ready to get asked about rewatching the live videos. Yes, for everybody. If you're new here, if you hadn't seen my videos, yes, you can always rewatch my videos. This is streamed to YouTube, my Love Coach Dasha channel on YouTube. It is streamed to my Love Coach Dasha. My Love Coach Dasha Instagram. I go live on Instagram, and it is on my Love After Cheating Facebook group. So if you are not one of, if you're seeing this, you're on one of those. But if you're not on the others, go get on the others, because I do different stuff everywhere. I'm trying to think of right now a series that I can do on YouTube, and I need to go back and do some more reels on Instagram. I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to do, but I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do more. All right. Rita said, I'm new here, but something I'd be interested in seeing your address is some tips to stop dwelling on the details in your mind of deeds. Yeah. And that's exactly what we were just talking about. You got to pull your brain away from that. Your deep breathing is going to be one thing to do to start that process. When you are stuck and you're thinking so hard about what happened, bring yourself back into your own body. What you're doing is you're floating off, you're dissociating, you're here, but your mind is back then. What you need to do is pull your brain back. Tell your brain, look, we have a task to accomplish right now. We're doing some deep breathing, and sit there and do your 4-7-8 breathing. Sit there and do that until you can feel yourself feeling a little bit more together. Bring it back to here and now instead of back then. There's lots of different things that you can do to bring yourself into the present. Grounding, feeling the floor beneath your feet, feeling the seat beneath your butt, feeling the warmth of the room around you. The right now this light is on my face and it's brown. It's tanning my face. It feels like listening to my husband cough in there, and his game is on, and just being in this moment in this room. All right. That is a really good exercise. Just try and picture and all the things that you can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch in the moment where you are right now, because that is giving your brain an activity besides just going up and making up these scenes in your head about stuff that has happened in the past that you may or may not have been there for. You are in this moment right this second, and you are paying attention to what is going on around you, being in your body right now. That's what you got to do. It's a practice of being mindful, and doing your breathing, doing your journaling is going to bring you into the present, keep you mindful about what's happening right now instead of what happened in the past. All right. That makes sense? Let me know. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. Nothing else? All right, cool. What other questions we got here? Ooh, hey, the creative diva girl. Hi, over there on Instagram. Hello, how are you doing? Lori, you said, was there a coach call last night? Yes, Lori, there was a call last night. Every Wednesday, if you're in my Recovery and Reconciliation membership, every Wednesday I am there. We are talking, we are doing the thing, we are healing. So every week. Lou, you're here. Hey, you said, Lou, how many days / hours a week is okay to have time for your self-care? Oh, girl, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I use the outdoors as therapy. I might go out once by myself or twice, but with one of my children. My husband told me today that he also needs a day off. It caught me by surprise, since I do make myself available to have us time or let him rest. I rarely fight when he goes out to a happy hour after work with his coworkers or friends. I'm getting confused. If I'm only allowed to do things for and by myself once a month, how does that work? That's something you need to talk to him about. That's something that you all need to sit down with. Okay, you need to factor in all that time. Okay, you're going out to the happy hour. You're able to go off and do your own thing. You're able to get your rest when you need to. And yes, okay, you're working. All right, fine. I understand that you need your rest. I get that. But I need that time too, because you wouldn't want to be stuck in the house all the time. Just make it be that point. You would not want to be here every day, all day, and have to take a child with you when you were trying to go out and do something for yourself. So you need to figure out what it is that you want to do for yourself. That's the first thing. If you need to exercise 3 times a week, hey, look, I need to be able to get to the gym for an hour 3 times a week. That is not asking too much. An hour, it's not asking too much for him to watch the kids for an hour, if that's possible. Now, because we got gyms at all times of the day and night. You got to figure out what it is that you want to do, and let him know, okay, look, you got your time. I am willing to give you your time, just like I'm taking my time. Absolutely. That is completely fair. I am not trying to say that you shouldn't have your time, but I need my time too. And honestly, like, there's no limit on the amount of time. I staying at home with the kids. I know that I did that once, and I'll never do it again. More power to you. Stay at home moms, unite for real. you are impressive because I couldn't do it. I had to go to work. It drove me crazy just staying home with the kids all the time. Now I love them, I do, but just being in the house all the time messed with me. And I felt like I couldn't get out and go places. At the time, we didn't even have a car, so I really couldn't get out and go places. So it stressed me out. But you don't have to have a time limit on it. You got to figure out what is going to replenish you. What is going to give you what you need? Okay, you're going to have some time. You're going to need some time for like some like bathing type of self-care. You got to make sure that you got the time for that. A little bit of getting out of the house, the things that are going to fulfill you and make you feel like your life is worthwhile, not just, raising the kids is worthwhile profession, but if that's not going to be for the rest of your life. They're going to be older. They're going to grow up. They're going to be out on their own. And then you're not going to have anything that you have been, cultivating that is yours that you can go to when you need it when they're gone. Because you're going to need that. You are going to need something to be able to do, to hold on to your sanity when you're not a stay-at-home mom all the time anymore. My kids now are 14 and 17 now. They are like grown-ups now. Like, you're walking around the house. They don't need me for a lot of stuff. So I got way more time on my hands than I used to back then. So that is coming up. So you got to figure out what it is that you can do that is for you, that will replenish you, that will give you what you need to go forward and be happy and be able to forgive and be able to be the woman that you want to be. You got to get all of that in. You need that time. And I don't think that you should have to like limit it. Got to be reasonable. You can be reasonable. And I know you are. I see that you're already trying very hard to be reasonable about the whole thing, but you need that time too. So sit down with him and be like, okay, hey, look, if you're going to be going out and you're going to the happy hour twice a week, then I'm going to be able to know I need to go out and do my own thing twice a week too. I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just telling you that I need that too. You're not the only one who is doing something around here. Just because you're going out to work doesn't mean that I'm not working. So I need that for myself, and take that for yourself. Expect it. You know what I'm saying? If it has to be late at night, okay. A late night drive to Walmart. Oh, dang. Walmart's not open at night anymore, is it? Yeah, that sucks. But, whatever it is, the gym's open at late. There's lots of stuff. There's still stuff that's open at night. So do the stuff for you. Do the things that fulfill you and make you feel like your batteries are recharged and that you have been doing something worthwhile and feeling good. All right, let's see. Laura, you didn't get the reminder? I gotta go back. I could have swore it sent you the email. I gotta check. I don't know why it's not sending it to you. Beth, you said, what about Valentine's Day? Ooh, Valentine's Day is coming up. Yes, it is. And you can have lots of fun with Valentine's Day, or you could not. It's kind of commercial. It's kind of like, everything is super expensive, more expensive than it would have been normally. So that kind of sucks. It depends on what type of girl you are. If it's like really important to you, yes, go for it. This year, both of my children have Valentines. Both of them have people that they are interested in and they want to get Valentines for, that came and told me the other day. So I'm going to be super excited about doing that with them, making sure that they get their gifts for their little Valentines. I think that that's so cute. But like me and my husband, like he was like, okay, hey, look, he was looking at a Kay's jeweler flyer, and I was like, I am all for the jewelry. Yes, I am definitely for that. But could you go ahead and just pay for my QR code? I found out about QR codes the other day, and I was like, oh, you can put that on a business card. Let me do that. And I found out about that, so I was like, pay for that. Pay for that. Give me a box of chocolate. We'll call it a day. And I like houseplants more than cut flowers. So, it's all about, just giving to each other, trying to find like something in each other's love language that is not like over the top and we got to spend a whole bunch of money on. Just something that I can do nice for you, that we can spend some time together. If that's at all possible. You may not be able to spend time together. That's possible too. I got to work. Yeah, I got to work on Valentine's Day. He's off, but I got to work on Valentine's Day. So, it's like that, sometimes, you get a little caught up in the, oh, well, you didn't get me like some big flashy Valentine's Day gift. If you want that, say that now. You got a little time. It's the third now. You got a little time for him to be able to pull it off. If you want something big and flashy, you can go ahead and say it now. But, I think it should be more of like, just having a little bit of fun together, doing something okay. If you want to dress up together nice and go somewhere, that's nice too. I don't know. Valentine's Day is not as big a deal for me as it was when I was like a teenager. When I was a teen, that's why I think I'm excited about my kids, because I'm like, oh, they're interested in people. Like, they've never really expressed an interest in anybody before, like to the point where they want them to be their Valentine. So I'm like, oh, they're interested in people now. Okay, all right, they're growing up, they're doing their thing. And I remember how exciting it was back then for somebody to give you something on Valentine's Day. I think it got to be a lot of validation. It was like, oh, well, if you got something, then you were special. If you didn't get anything, then you're not special. So I think people still kind of hold on to that as they get older, but it really doesn't mean that you're not special. If you don't get a whole bunch on Valentine's Day, you could do it the weekend before, you could do it the weekend after, the day after Valentine's Day, get all that Valentine's Day candy for cheap. You can do that. You don't have to follow what the rules are for any of the holidays, really. You don't have to do it. Let's see. All right, I think I got all the questions. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Allie said it's Hallmark holiday. Yeah, I know, right? Comrade said, do you think forgiving is making them feel like they can do it again in the future and you will stay again? No, that's what I was talking about earlier. I'm reading. No. Ask him if he's ever really been forgiven, because seeing you forgiving him, seeing you working on it, seeing you moving towards forgiveness, like a lot of people say, well, I'll forgive you if you do X, Y, and Z. And then, okay, yeah, your forgiveness is coming with some conditions, and okay, that's reasonable, but a lot of the time it'll be like X, Y, and Z, and then you still don't really forgive them. When you're actually doing it, when you're actually showing them, I love you enough to forgive you in the first place, and I am deciding every day to actively participate in forgiving you, that is not a green light to go ahead and do it again. That is a miracle. That is like they are going to be looking at you like, oh my God, I cannot believe that I got this type of woman who was able to do this and is willing to do it for me. That she is willing to forgive me. I know I'm wrong. I know I'm dead wrong, but she still loves me enough that she's willing to do this. She must really, really love me. I have really struck the gold right now. I need to go ahead and do right by this girl. That is where it puts them. You forgiving someone. Have you ever forgiven somebody, or have you ever been forgiven? I asked that earlier today. Let's talk about that. Have you ever been forgiven? Like, have you ever really like had that load taken off of you where you were sure that, yeah, the person might still be a little upset, but they were actively going for, you know what, I still love you and I'm going to forgive you anyhow. Have you ever experienced that? Ask him if he's ever experienced that. Most people have not, because people hold grudges. And, to him, it's like, if you are sitting in his face and you're like, well, I will forgive you. I will start behaving like I trust you and I love you, but you've got to do all of these things first before I do it. You got to do a whole list. It's not as effective as when he's looking at you and he knows that you're hurting, but you are still going for the forgiveness. You are still trying. You are still like, I love you and I want to move forward with you, and I'm gonna try not to say the terrible things that are coming into my head because I care about you. When he sees that, he is going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I got a woman like this. Let me do the best that I can. Let me do better than I did yesterday. Let me be a better man, because she is inspiring that. That is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to inspire him to be better. This is inspiring you to grow. Why shouldn't he grow from this too? You are going to give him the experience of being really, truly forgiven by somebody who loves him for maybe the first time in his whole life, while you are having the experience of having to forgive somebody you really love who has hurt you, maybe for the first time in your entire life. So you are going through incredibly growth enhancing things together, And it really all revolves around if you decide to forgive him. If you love him enough and you're like, I want to, the same thing that happens with the decision. You got to make the decision. If you make that decision and you decide that that's where you want to go with your life and you are showing him that, he is going to be super impressed. He is not going to want a chance messing up again. Now, that's not saying that he won't. That's not saying that he is infallible and he will never do this again. It is possible. That is absolutely possible because people do tend to make the same mistakes over and over again. Give me some likes if you can feel me on that, because people always say, well, if it's a mistake, you don't do it again. I think that's a lie. I think most of the time when people are making mistakes, they are making the same ones. Okay, they may do it in a little different form, but a lot of the time they are making the exact same mistake over and over. So that's not saying that he won't that's not saying that he will. He may not. But doing your part doesn't have really too much to do with that. It is you healing because you want to heal. You're moving forward because you want to. Don't make it be dependent upon him. Don't make it be dependent upon, oh, well, if he never cheats again, then I can go ahead and get past this and we can have some more good, happy times. No, it doesn't have to be based on that. He is already, we've already figured out he doesn't make the best of decisions. And so I think you should be the one making the decisions for a little while. I think you should be the one to decide if the relationship goes forward. If you're saying that it can happen, then I believe it. He's not making the best of decisions. So let's not let him make choices. Okay. Let's not make him make you make choices that you don't want to make. Does that make sense? Let me know if I sound crazy. You know, as per usual, I always ask you, am I nuts? Am I crazy? Does this sound like crazy stuff to you? I know sometimes it does, but it's not as crazy as it seems. It really works. I only tell you things that worked. And I have seen work with other people. The stuff that I hear in other groups, the whole, well, you got to make sure and do your boundaries, and you got to make sure that he just abides by what you're saying. Complete transparency, all that stuff. I didn't see it work like that for me. It did not work for that like that for me. So yeah. He said, thank you so much for this. Of course. I love doing this. I love talking to y'all. He said, and I'm so sorry if you already addressed the things I asked. No, it's okay. No. It's a good point to come back to, because people feel like that. People feel like, oh, well, if I forgive him, then I'm telling him that it's okay to hurt me. That's not what you're doing when you forgive. Is that what y'all think you're doing when you forgive? That's not what you're doing. That's not like just laying down in front of someone and say, here, cut my head off, because I'm just going to trust you anyway. I know you're going to hurt me again. Go ahead and do it. No, that's not what it is. You are telling somebody that you love them. You believe in them. You think that they're going to do the right thing by you. And so that's what you were expecting. And, when you expect those good things from people, people tend to do it. When you expect bad things from people, what do people tend to do? I know that I'm one of those people. I get a little petty sometimes. If you're expecting the worst out of me, I might give you the worst. I might just do that. And that's how a lot of people are. So don't expect the worst from them. If you want the good stuff, expect the good stuff. Think that every second, every day, he is going to do the right thing by me. I know he is. I'm believing in him. I am sending that vibe out into the universe. That is what I'm expecting to happen for me. I am worthy of that. I am worthy of being treated well. I'm worthy of him being faithful and being sorry for this. I know for sure that that's what I'm going to get in my life. And when you fall into the negativity, that's just what the trauma wants you to do. The trauma always wants you to think the worst, wants you to think everything is going to be terrible, everything is going to be negative, and it's not. Like I said, I'm new here, and I'm glad so glad I'm joined. I'm so glad that you're here too. Everybody that has joined, Lord knows the group has grown so much, and we're almost to 3,000 members in the Love After Cheating group. So tell your friends, invite people, tell folks to come on in, answer the questions, and I will let them right on in, because you got to come on and join me for this. This is some good stuff that's going on in this group. There are a ton of questions in the group. People are answering, giving good advice. Now, there is a rule in the group. If you're going to be in the group, just a reminder, do not tell other people to leave. That is not what we're doing in this group. There is plenty other places that they can hear, girl, leave them, girl. There's plenty of places that you can hear that. In my group, in my Love After Cheating group, that is not what we are saying. We are saying, you want to stay? I'm staying too. here's what I did. Here is what is working for me. Here is what didn't work for me. You can go ahead and tell somebody, be empathetic with somebody, but just don't tell them that they're supposed to leave their relationship when you're not leaving yours. No, we're not doing that. I have found that for years and years that women would say, oh, well, you should leave, but they were in a relationship with somebody who cheated on them years ago and they didn't leave. They didn't go anywhere. So why should you go somewhere? I don't feel like that's necessary. So many people, when I was going through it, told me, oh, girl, you should just leave. I went through that. And if they told me they went through it, sometimes, that's like pulling teeth. They wouldn't even tell me that they had gone through it. But the ones that did confess that they had gone through it, I'm like, this is the same dude. And they were like, yeah, and I regret it, and I'm so sorry, and I'm just so miserable. I was like, well, why did you do that? If you hated him so much, if he was so terrible, if you didn't want to be there, why did you stay? You didn't have to. You didn't have to do that. You make a choice about what you want in this life, and then you follow through with getting it. If you have made the choice that this is the right person, this is the person that you are willing to do the work for, you are willing to hurt this little bit for and get better. With this little bit of time, you're hurting, but you're not going to hurt forever, and you're going to move forward, and you're going to have the relationship that you want with them. You can have that. That's not unreasonable. That's not talking crazy. That is a perfectly reasonable thing to have happen, because lots of relationships are like that. Lots of relationships have those difficult parts that come, and sometimes they're before the great part. Sometimes the great part doesn't come until after. So if that's what you want, don't listen to naysayers who are telling you that you should just leave them. You shouldn't be doing this. You should be a doormat. You're not. You're not. You are just doing what you want to do with the person that you love. There's nothing wrong with that. You have never been wrong for that. Do not accept that you're wrong for that. Don't accept any shame from other people. Don't hold on to any guilt about it. You are not wrong to love who you love. That's just part of being human. You're supposed to love who you love. It is what it is. All right. Woo. All right. I'm a little over. I'm not as over as I was the other night. Like the last 2 weeks have been gone like an hour and a half. But I think that's it for right now. Hey, got any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints? I always gotta ask. I want to know. Tell me if I'm telling you something crazy. Tell me if you're like, girl, I cannot believe you said that. Or tell me if it's like, oh my God, that was perfect. I can't believe it. You answered exactly what I was thinking. All right. Looks like we got it right quiet now. All right. I'm going to call it. I'm going to go ahead and call it for tonight. But I have it so thoroughly enjoyed. Oh, you're so welcome, Ellie. Thank you. You're so welcome, Queen. You are so welcome. I guess that's it. So, let's see. What can I tell you? Don't do what the fear tells you to do. Try and stay on the healing path. Stick with your decision and follow through the things that a healed person would do. If you love him, what would loving him look like instead of making him suffer for what he has done? What does moving forward and being together look like? And then do that. All right. And an affirmation. He said I'm amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm going to look forward to these sessions every week. Have a wonderful night. You're so welcome. I'm so glad that you enjoyed it. Louis said, you're so right. Thank you. Your advice is always super helpful and sometimes eye-opener. See, I'm going for that one. I'm going for the eye-opener one because that was the part that really helped me the most when I was healing. Figuring out something that other people told me wasn't right. And I was like, wait, that's not correct. If I do it the other way, it's going to do better for me. That is always the thing that made me heal like the fastest, that gave me like leaps ahead when I could ever get in some new knowledge, something that opened my eyes that it wasn't the way I thought it was. When that happened, yeah, I got some really good stuff. So let's see. How about I radiate beauty, charm, and grace. How about that? We're going to radiate. We're gonna let it glow. Let it glow from the inside out today. I was talking about that with the group last night. Let it glow. So radiate. I radiate beauty, charm, and grace is going to be your affirmation for this week. So, yes, don't do what the fear tells you to do. And join me again next week for the Healing Hour Live at Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And bring your questions because you see, I will answer them all. I will talk to you a little bit later, all right? Bye. Uh, yeah, no. I'm trying to get out of it. Oh, good Lord. And